Intentional evolution views PTSD as a deep wound to the psyche and spirit, one that aggravates their previous unresolved traumas. Using this approach focuses on healing guilt and shame, allowing individuals to reconnect with their heart's wisdom and integrate the divided ego that trauma tends to magnify. As you might imagine, this is no small thing. Learning to use the heart as the true compass, not the ego, shifts us from thinking to feeling our way through emotional experiences. Individuals with PTSD learn to see how the ego comes to protect itself, the most common method being avoidance and hypervigilance. Such strategies keep them out of sync with their observer's wisdom and heart's guidance, leaving them vulnerable to the ego's previous wounds. Embracing the notion that a neutral observer is available gives station to something many feel they've lost: a view of life without a painful bias. Making a shift from who is looking to what is viewing one's life creates a space for people to see trauma more compassionately, reducing the intensity of flashbacks and intrusive thoughts. In this context, intentional evolution's teachings break the cycle of reenacting trauma because it keeps people connected to their present moment awareness. When this is practiced, it helps people recognize how they've been reliving the past when they don't have to. They learn the heart and soul of their suffering outperforms the ego every time. In such moments, it is not uncommon for them to have a catharsis, an experience when their pain is released. The goal with intentional evolution is to teach people that resolving trauma is, by design, a psychological and spiritual endeavor, one where the individual learns that true healing requires them to reconnect with what they were in the beginning, a whole human being. Essentially, remembering wholeness restores congruence between their inner emotions and outer reality. This means individuals with PTSD no longer have to reenact their ego's wounds, but instead can align with their soul's intent, authenticity. Ultimately, people learn that the path to recovery is one that suffers the ego awake, a healing process that requires self-compassion, brings wisdom, and eventually strengthens their resilience.